Hello, everyone. My name is Matt, and I'm the youth and family pastor at Cornerstone Church in Marshfield. I'm here today with your Cornerstone Connection, a daily devotional. So this past Wednesday night, when our youth group gathered, we talked about the fun topic of conflict resolution. And here's the beauty, is Jesus gives us a very clear model for how we are supposed to go about handling conflict and engaging conflict, especially if you're the one who's been wronged or sinned against. Jesus makes it very clear, these are the steps. And so I want to take you there today. But before we go there, though these steps are super clear and they should be very easy to follow, what is really important and what I want to get through today is that our motive in this is even more important than following the steps. The motive is more important than following the steps. Okay, so I'm going to say that and then I'll explain what that means here in just a little bit. So you've probably been to this section of scripture before. It's the Gospel of Matthew, it's chapter 18, and it's just 3 verses 15 to 17. Here's what Jesus lays out for us on resolving conflict when somebody wrongs you or sins against you. He says, if your brother sins against you, go and show him his fault, just between the two of you. If he listens to you, you have won your brother over. But if he will not listen, take 1 or 2 others along, so that every matter may be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. If he refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen even to the church, treat him as you would a pagan or a tax collector. So what I'm not going to do is go in great detail about this process and this model that Jesus gives us. It's very clear. Our students found it very easy to follow, that if somebody wrongs you, you go directly to that person, you point out the fault right in between the two of you, and you talk it over, and hopefully at that point, everything's laid out there, people are forgiven, and your relationship is restored. You've gained your brother back, is what the ESV says. But if that doesn't happen, Jesus says, go get a couple other people, bring them along, and point out the fault again. And the role of these 2 people is that they make sure the charges you're putting against this person are actually legitimate. And they're also going to be a witness to whether this person repents or not, and the relationship is reconciled. And if that doesn't work, Jesus says, bring it before the church. Bring it before the church. Get church leadership involved, pastors, elders, and others, so that, again, you can make sure the charges are legitimate, and also, hopefully, seek and get reconciliation. Now, this is clear. The steps are easy. Perhaps you've been a part of this before. But here's the most important thing, the motive. The motive is so important. You heard me say the word reconciliation. You know, when we find ourselves in conflict, and especially if we're the one who feels wronged or sinned against, if our motive and our goal is anything except reconciliation, it could do a lot of damage. Because what we often want to do is we simply want to be right. We simply want to win. And we want to prove that they hurt me, and I'm right, they're wrong, I win, they lose. And sometimes in our nature, that's our motive. But you know what? Jesus lays out this model to us. He teaches us this so that the relationship that has been broken by the sin, that has been broken by whatever that person did to you, the whole reason for laying out this model is for reconciliation. It's for restoration of that relationship. And so it is just with great encouragement today, friends, that if you find yourself in conflict, don't forget this. Our goal is not about being right. Our goal in conflict resolution is not winning. Our goal has to be, as followers of Christ, reconciliation. It has to be the restoration of relationship. That is why Jesus laid this out for us. And if that is our motive, that is our goal, I guarantee then our hearts in the process will be pure, and we'll be less concerned about being right or winning, and we'll be way more concerned about the other person and the relationship that we had with them before everything happened. So if you find yourself in a conflict, don't forget this. Reconciliation should be and has to be, as a Christian, our goal and our motive. Have a great day, friends. We'll see you next time on the Cornerstone Connection.